Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, the title is Nick Wright totally disrespects Kawhi Leonard and pretty much everybody else. So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Please also make sure you check out Dreamerspro Max as an online sports community that we created, a place where you can go and start basketball discussions, chat live during games, and so many other cool things. So if you guys are interested in that, be sure to check that out. We have that linked in the description below and get 7 days of access. Also, make sure you go ahead and click the join button to join the channel to receive loyalty badges from our channel, and also to ensure whenever you leave a comment it's responded to. So make sure you go ahead and do that. It's thanks to the subscribe button. Anyway, let me get into this topic here. So yesterday, I spoke about Nick Wright, and let me say this, okay? I don't sit here looking for Nick Wright content, right? It's just that this guy goes out there and he says things, and it just you know, raises my antennas, and I have to say something about it. So I was here today again, minding my business, coming up on my notes, thinking of what to produce today. We were just going back and forth, Marco and I. And then I said, let me see what they said about the Lakers game last night, because I saw the game last night. I didn't see the end of the game. I saw midway through the fourth quarter, about 8 minutes into the fourth quarter, and I saw that they had a lead on the Denver Nuggets, and they were able to pull out a good win. When I woke up, I saw the result that they won the game. And listen, kudos to the Lakers, because listen, their season was on the line. Not on the line in the sense that if they lost that game, they were going to fall out of the playoffs. No, but they were sliding. They lost 3 in a row. So for them to go out there and sort of claw away that win from the Denver Nuggets, I thought that was pretty impressive. Looking at their body language early on in the game, you could see that the Lakers were pissed off. If you watch KCP, these guys, it looked like their backs were against the wall and they had nowhere to go but through you, right? And it looked like they went out there and they were determined, and they were like, come hell or high water, we're going to win this game. So I saw that in their body language just watching them play that game yesterday. So it was a good win for them. So I said, let me see what they're saying about this win. And then I saw a segment on First Things First with Nick Wright. So I immediately braced myself. I said, because I know this is going to be something. This guy's going to say something that's going to just blow me away. So I clicked on it and I started to listen to what he said. And what he said, as usual, blew me away. So before I even get into the details of the things that this guy went out there and said today, take a listen to what Nick Wright had to say about that game yesterday and his ultimate takeaways from that game. So take a listen to what he said in that soundbite.
And now, a day later, the Lakers played the team they're most likely to face in the first round of the playoffs, with the prohibitive favorite to win league MVP, Nikola Jokic. The Lakers are without Dennis Schroeder, and they're without one other guy. It should be important come the playoffs. Oh, yeah, LeBron James, and they beat him. And they beat him because, if we're being honest, the demise of Anthony Davis has been greatly exaggerated. Anthony Davis has played 8 full seasons in the NBA. Well, okay, well, Brandon, these are just facts I'm about to give you, and you can tell me if you think all of a sudden he just fell off or he was just having a rough stretch. He's played 8 seasons in the NBA. In those 8 seasons, 6 times he was first-team All-NBA. 3 times he has finished top 6 in MVP voting. He has been the anchor had been the anchor before he got hurt, of the league's best defense, a team that still somehow has the best defense by a mile, and that is why they won yesterday, was defense. Not just the block at the end of the game, but holding the Nuggets to a 95 New York Knicks-esque 89 points. And so, yeah, the Lakers should have confidence, because what they know is throughout the Western Conference playoffs, they are likely to not only have the best player in every series, they are likely to have the 2 best players in every series they play.
You need to stop it right now, Nicholas. They should be
confident.
Now, in that soundbite, Nick Wright congratulates the Lakers for winning that game, as I did, and I said it was a very good win for them because they deserved it. Then he started with his foolishness as usual. Okay, Nick Wright said that the Lakers, their defense is like what is it? It's like in another league compared to every other team in the NBA as far as their defense. And this is where he starts with his hyperbole, and this is where things get out of hand, and then he starts spewing his nonsense. If the Lakers have the best defense in the NBA by far, according to Nick Wright. These are his words. How did they just give up 121 points to the Raptors just the night before, who are the 11th seed in the Eastern Conference? You see, if you don't pay attention to Nick Wright and you don't pay attention to the facts, you can quickly get lost in his I don't even know what you want to call it. He just, when he says stuff like that, you're like, what? Then a few nights prior, they gave up 116 points to the Washington Wizards, and you're like, this defense is head and shoulders above everybody. Stop it, man. Like, cut it out. But then he didn't stop there. He decided that he needed to go a step further. Then he says that the Lakers, when LeBron is back or going into the playoffs, the Lakers will have the best player in the playoffs. If you want to make an argument for LeBron James, no problem. I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with you about that. No problem. That's what you feel, fine. Then he goes, not only will they have the best player in LeBron, they will have the best two players in the playoffs. And I said, come on, like, why would you say that? Like, why would you say, like, okay, first of all, help me if I'm wrong, but did I miss the fact, maybe it's just me. Is Kawhi Leonard playing in the NBA? Is Kawhi Leonard going to be in the playoffs? Is Stephen Curry going to be in the playoffs? Is Kevin Durant still playing in the NBA, or did I miss that? Is Joel Embiid still playing in the NBA, or did I miss that? And this guy comes out and says, not only will they have the best player in the playoffs, but they're going to have the best two players. And at that point, I quickly realized that Nick Wright is disingenuous and he's not a sincere person. I believe Nick Wright sits down and says to himself, listen, these guys give me a big contract for this job, and they're paying me, I don't know how much they pay Nick Wright. I'm sure it's a few million a year. So in order for me to kind of make a name for myself in the sports world, I can't do it on the merits, right? I can't come out here and really give a good analysis and be straightforward, people. So what I think I need to do is I need to say a lot of things that I know are not true, but I know is going to get people to click and watch. Because on my own, like me just analyzing games and trying to be entertaining and that's not going to work. I'm not good enough to do that. So what I need to do is come up with things to say that is going to piss people off so much, which is going to cause them to click and cause them to watch me. And essentially, I'm going to say things I don't believe, but that's going to ensure that I remain in this job and I keep earning what I earn. Because there's no way Nick Wright could say with a straight face that Anthony Davis is going to be the second best player. Okay, so hold on. Let me give you guys some facts, because Nick Wright likes to say, these are the facts. Those are his words, right? These are the facts. Those are his words. Kawhi Leonard for the season. I'm not even going to get into this, the season splits. Kawhi Leonard for the season is averaging 25.5 points per game, 6.6 rebounds, 5.1 assists. He's shooting 51.7% from the field for the season. Okay, he's shooting 40% from the three, 88% from the free throw line. 88% from the free throw line and getting you 1.8 steals. Those are Kawhi's numbers, right? AD, on the other hand, is averaging 21.4 points per game, 8 rebounds and 3 assists. He's shooting 50% from the field, 26.5% from the three-point line, 72% from the free throw line, getting you 1.3 steals and 1.8 blocks. Guys, help me understand. Who has the better numbers here? Who has the better numbers? Is it AD or Kawhi Leonard? I'm not even going to get into Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid. Oh man, whoa! What? There's a guy that plays in the Western Conference. He's a center. He hasn't missed a single game this season. I wonder what his name is. I think isn't his name Nikola Jokic? That guy that's averaging like 29 points, 10 plus rebounds, and almost 9 assists, 8 assists. Does he play in the NBA? Is Anthony Davis having better numbers than him? Obviously not. Listen, I think Nick Wright is completely insincere. I think he says this stuff, but he doesn't believe it. Truly, I don't believe. I believe if you were to press him, I believe he doesn't believe it. But I believe what he's doing, he's lying to people, and he's saying things people want to hear. Just the other day, we had a LeBron fan, one of our viewers, come out and say, "Listen, even for me, I had to I've been a huge LeBron James fan, but I realized Nick Wright, I only like him because he's saying things that I want to hear. When he says that LeBron is the GOAT, I only like, but I'm beginning to see the light now that this guy just taking me for a ride. That's all he's doing. He's just saying what you want to hear. It's like the guy that's trying to get with the girl that tells her she's like, do you love me? Yeah, I love you. You really mean it? I really mean it. I love you so much. Meanwhile, he's saying that to like 10 other girls. That's Nick Wright. He'll say anything. For you to come out there and say that AD will be the second best player in the playoffs when all season long there's been no evidence to show that, And there are other guys that are having way better seasons that you come out and say, that's irresponsible. And I know that, listen, at a certain point, we can't take you seriously. Some people say, oh man, you should go debate Nick Wright. I could never debate Nick Wright because I would wipe the floor with him if we're talking about, just being honest with you. I would wipe the floor because I wouldn't even argue my points. I would argue his points. Really, that's how you debate somebody. You don't argue your points, you argue their points. I wouldn't even address my arguments. I'll just argue all of his. And for him to come out there and say that, this guy has no respect for nobody, anyone in the NBA except LeBron. He has zero respect. For you to come out there and say that lets me know a lot of things about Nick Wright. So what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think about what he said? I mean, what are your takeaways? What do you think? And people that support this guy, what are your thoughts about this? Like, really, what are your thoughts? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day. Catch you guys on the next episode.